All right. All right. Head only this week. What I mean by that? Chokes, guillotines, control of the head. All right. Chin straps, 100%. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And so, your two main weapons that we're going to talk about this week are going to be guillotines and prayer chokes. Okay, and that's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to get to those positions, but that's the main squeeze. All right, so what's a chin strap? A chin strap's when I have my hand and I'm wrapped around a chin like wearing a helmet or something, okay? What makes a chin strap effective is not my hand on the chin per se, it's the whole thing. So I'm gonna keep my shoulder on the back of his head, all right? My elbow tight, and what that does is it presses everything against my ribs, and now I have forward directional control over his head, okay? Very binding. Here's the problem that we run into. Once I establish this, if he is inclined to pass me and move over into side control here, this becomes a liability, not an asset. Okay? A problem. So, a lot of us try to rush to this guillotine, but the problem that we run into is that he's pressuring into me, so there's no space between here so that I can't connect my hands. That makes sense. All right, so chin strap and 100% have to be complementary techniques, okay? Because now the same drive that was allowing him to stay safe from the guillotine actually helps me hold his head better, which turns into a sweep / entire system on its own, okay? All right, so but they work in tandem, meaning it's not going to be one or the other. It's going to be both in different varying degrees. Meaning once I have a chin strap, a lot of people like to pull out. If you pull, 100%, a lot of people like to try to run from 100%, which is going to make the chin strap available, which also leaves the space available. Once they feel that again, they're going to drive again to pass, which now turns on the 100%. Does this make sense? Okay. I want you guys to really understand that concept. That's more important than the chokes right now, because you'll never get the chokes without understanding this concept. Okay? Does that make sense? So what I want you to do is let's do it from butterfly. Okay? I have a chin strap. He drives forward. I turn it into the 100%. He pulls out. As he pulls out, I pull the chin. Okay? Does that make sense? If he does not pull out, I don't change. Right, or if he pulls out and never comes back in, that's when we end up with our guillotine. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, let's do that until that's natural for you to do that. Okay? Make the hand switch between 100% and the chin strap. Let's do it. Yep, that's it. You're a good girl. Do it like 5 times. Make it a habit. That's right. Don't think in terms of finishing right now. Think of control. Alright? You want to deal with somebody who's driving into you? This is a wonderful way to do it. Okay? Remember to keep your shoulder forward over the head. Yes. That's a big deal. That's how they sweep that head out. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Runs. Then shoulder forward. Yep. forward.
Tell me who you think it is.
Who's the new guy? Who's the new guy?
Parnell hated his hair.
Yeah, it was too long. I just went like this myself.
That's what I did.
Beard, head,
That's what I did.
It's hot. I get it.
Tired of it.
Winter time's coming.
Huh?
Winter time's
Oh,
coming.
a couple months. Yeah,
Probably getting colder out.
Winter time is everywhere else but Mississippi.
Yeah.
Until about November.
It's about-
We're doing,
Down in the 70s.
You know,
brothers left again. Brothers left again.
Where'd they go?
It's cool.
what?
Why?
I don't know.
No.
This is Cody.
Take it back.
No, Taylor's just having fun because he's about to leave, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
What are we doing?
The chin strap.
Should do 100. Should do 100. Keep it going.
Super sweaty for those kids.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Alright, you're getting that advanced at this point, but I want you, every time you get the chin strap, I want you to build a base like you're standing up. What that'll do is once you drive back into you, it'll give you even more room to get back to that 100%, okay? So add that to it, alright? That's why I don't want you going straight for the guillotine until he stops pulling back, okay? Come up with the chin strap. Very good.
Drive in.
That's it.
So that's like, pull my head out, almost like to here, 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 when you drive back in.
Actually,
I would rather-
if you're already up,
Would I go
No.
back to my feet?
yeah, you would do
For the
that.
100%?
No, you wouldn't do the 100% there. If your legs come all the way out, this is if they pull you back in, that's when you go to the 100%.
So if they drive.
Again, if they drive in my, if I'm on my feet, there's no real driving.
Okay, you really
I'm
move.
on my feet.
Yeah, like trust.
Catch his legs. You can stay standing with a chin strap. You keep the chin strap.
Okay, ready?
All right.
This hurts too.
Yep.
It's hurting too. I roll with it in the morning without it, and then it just hurts today. So,
Should be getting hard at this point.
Huh?
Should be getting hard.
it is, but it still hurts.
Alright, soon after my Kirk drained in my ears, like just got like a day, it was
Hard though.
yeah.
It's like hard.
Yeah, it was tender for a little bit, like whenever I thought it was
Like you
still-
should be moving, like if there's a pause, you're still coming up. I don't want you going for the guillotine there. I want you to stand all the way up if possible, okay? Because he's gonna go back and forth, alright? Alright. This is gonna be a
Don't stand, you said stand up?
stand up if you can. Okay, I mean, if I have this right here and he keeps going back, if I try to guillotine him here, this is what I'm probably gonna run into. Okay, which isn't the end of the world, but I want to be able to keep it. If he brings me all the way up, I'm not gonna go back to the 100%. All right, in real life, he's probably gonna hand fight. You'll go to the body. Okay, does that make sense? But what I'm trying to do with this drill is show the relationship between the 100% and the guillotine. With this space, when he's driving in, this is not helping me.
Yeah.
Okay? This is absolutely helping me. Okay? Because now I can fold his head, tilt him over, and ironically, get to his neck again. But if he pulls out while I hold this, if I start going for the guillotine now, there's a good chance I'm gonna lose it. So stand in base, follow him up. If he drives back in and my legs are already planted, I'm not going anywhere. I've got that chin strap. We're about to go down. All right. This is what I want you guys to do. All right. Let's talk about what is a guillotine. What's a guillotine? Is it a strangle or a choke? Choke. Okay, choke's on dick. All right. The dick is obstructing the airway. All right. How do we do that? The best analogy I have is think of a water hose. All right. If I try to stop the water going through a water hose, I don't squeeze the water hose, do I? No, I bend it. Okay, because that's a more mechanical way and reliable way and less energy way on top of that to actually be effective at stopping the water. Okay, so that's the same thing I'm going to do to the esophagus. Never remember, esophagus is for air or trachea for fucking.
Trachea is for air.
Trachea is for air. Someone told me it was esophagus the other day, and I have to remember a tracheotomy is for air. I was fucking food. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm putting a 2x4 in his throat, not squeezing the hell out of it. I'm folding the head. You see that? That's what makes a guillotine work. So when I'm in this position, I need that 2x4 to sit perfect. Okay? I'm going to do that. I create this little shelf, and I bring it as high as I can, and then how am I going to fold his head? Hits in. Okay? All right. So, how do I get there? I have a simpler system than I used to have. Chin strap. I want you guys to dig your arm until you see fingers pointing out. Okay? What the fingers pointing out will do is help you maintain the space. So even if you drove in on this, okay, I'd still be able to get to this. But now you'll see my arm is like this. What's the problem with my arm being at this angle? I need to bring it back to this because I'm folding the neck. If I fold the neck over this, there's going to be part of the throat that's still open.
Yeah.
So I've got to make this back into a 90 degree. Okay? From here, it's a fold. I fold. I keep my shoulders forward and I drive my hips in like a horny grandma. That's what I call it. Alright? Grandmas walk like this. Alright? And then they get horny, they look like that. That's guillotine. Okay? Horny grandma, not Captain America. Alright? The head pops out. Alright? You gotta knock the dust off that shit. Okay? Make sense?
Yep.
Okay? Let's start with that, but I want you to, from knee hook, catch the head. They're gonna go to their knees. Alright? And I want you to build into that. And I want you to stand with it and finish. Okay? And I'm gonna give you the alternative next. Alright? Let's do it. Grab the head. He goes to his knees, Cecil.
From Leo. You know where you're at?
Yeah. Hey guys, you don't have to wait too long. This choke is extremely potent. You're not gonna have to wait too long.
Come to your hips. Push the leg away. North south.
Push his leg.
Like that.
Yep. And then he's gonna come to his knees.
You feel that? You grab my chin.
Once he comes to his knees, it'll become really easy. There you go.
Make sure your fingers are all.
Only grandma, keep that shoulder forward, alright? Bad posture. Look good for bad posture.
That was a glove and that was ready.
Not like that.
Good strangle bar because you're so compressed that you're actually pushed all the way to the carotid.
No, just come back.
I'm just saying. I don't know, man. You're bullying.
You don't have to tap.
No, I'm attached.
But the consequence is pretty You gotta go to your knees, guys. If you lay it flat on your back for your partner, he's not gonna guess. See, it does give you a horny grandma. Okay?
Somebody stand up with me.
I do, and I'll show you why next. Okay? Yeah, guys, don't try to hold on to this choke.
No.
It is damaging to your throat. Forehead. Forehead, baby. Are you? Well, it's good that you're aware of it.
Into the gag before I can.
Yeah.
All the way. Down the. Both legs.
Oh, yeah. Keep that shoulder forward. Remember, horny grandma, not Captain America.
Grandma in there.
Huh? Hey, well, we've been going for a while. He's allowed.
Who's in there? Oh, it's not even that many. You can catch him up. Get in there, boy. Just catch him up.
I'll padlock that damn door. All right, guy, will you take
Yeah. Alright, Hippo, you're over here. Oh, Rhino.
hippos are 10 times more dangerous than rhinos.
Also, what's
By far.
Stand up all the way.
Alright, so this is real.
Fingers. Good.
As long as it's not me. Hey, y'all never FaceTime me.
You shrink
Ever.
in, so you bring your head closer.
Unless you have titties, I don't want to see you.
I played something one time with our attention back.
And then you turn it into me, so you grab your chin.
It's like, what do you want?
And then you come up. And I work a beat, so
Oh, my bad.
I grab my own wrist. Morning, Grandma. I don't know if you know that analogy. I heard Sarah say morning, Grandma.
Did you say that?
I don't know what it is, but you can hear it. It's when you're finishing it, you're getting hunched over, shoulder on the back of the head. You're gonna, you know, morning, Grandma. You do it on me. Cool.
I rewatched that fight today. Where I'm at
Drop to
home.
this hip.
John Jones and
Yeah. And then go north
He
down.
killed him. He absolutely
Chin
killed him.
strap.
I thought, I was like, oh no, Machida is dead. I love Machida because I'm an old karate guy.
Yeah, they were like.
And he was winning, I'm telling you.
Oh,
Watch
yeah,
that
he
fight.
was winning.
He would win that
he,
fight.
Jones couldn't.
And then Jones caught that prayer choke.
Yeah. Jones couldn't.
Dead.
He kept. They kept
This
rushing.
management is better than King Kong.
He's doing this like blitz.
That's karate.
It was awesome.
That should have gone.
Yeah.
Hey, you hear that? You alright?
Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. You gotta see what's going on.
I want to make sure your rib changes from here. Here.
Here we go. Keep circling. Keep circling. Look at me. You never look in the mirror. You're in a fight.
Keep it tight, you know. My neck's in there.
Keep your hands up.
Good.
See that?
Here.
I have to practice.
Try to stand over.
And I feel like keep your head like.
Yeah. Hang 'em. Hey guys,
Might as well take
another
a
thing
picture
about
of your
chokes,
face, dude.
okay? You're gonna get fast taps with this choke. Alright? You're gonna get fast taps. But then you're gonna go into competition and you're not gonna get a fast tap.
Sorry, you know.
Alright?
Looks like this.
You gotta hold it. You gotta hold the choke. This is an air choke. Alright? It could take up to, I can hold my breath for 2 minutes. Okay? 2 minutes. Alright? Yeah, it's sucky, but
You can hold your breath until it's not that right down, like your body.
that is a mental thing. Okay? So, what I'm saying is you're gonna have to hold it. Now, here's the real life. Did you catch me when I had a deep breath? Am I tired? It's gonna take a lot less than 2 minutes to put me to sleep because I'm already deprived of oxygen. But you're gonna have to hold it. Give me at least a count of 10. Don't go, oh, I didn't get the tap. Just look over to me. Okay? Yeah, I'll throw rocks at you. All right. Now, a lot of times we use this and we end up in having problems, okay? And a lot of times it's because we've got it in the turtle here and he's not lifting up with me, okay? He's not letting me push my hips underneath, and so I've got to have an alternative way to finish this fight. Okay? And the prayer choke is very awesome for that. All right, so if I'm in this position and he's staying low, I've seen people, no joke, go flat. All right, if you ever run into that, let me know. I've got a really nice choke for that too. All right, it's called the step down. All right, good job today, Bruce. Keep it up.
My belly down flat.
Yeah. You just got a little flat. Stupidest thing ever, but it'll work because what happens when they go flat here?
You gotta hold her head.
They can't fold their head. There's nothing to fold under.
Yeah.
Okay? It's the same principle when he's here and he's not coming up. You understand? So I have to have an alternative. So I start with my finger antennas. Alright? Now my arm is not going to get any longer. If I go like this, is my arm getting any longer here? If I get any distance here, it's because I'm smashing something, which means it's not going to be very sound. So I've got to dip my shoulder. I dip my shoulder because now look, I'm very comfortable here. Plus, my aim is to get the elbow, to the chin because I need this V. See this V?
Yeah.
I know guys never seen a V before. So I keep the elbow at the chin. Don't laugh at illiteracy. So I
I'm
keep
laughing that guy's just like, oh, I fucking hate this place.
I know. It's a beautiful thing. So, chin strap, antenna fingers, I drop my shoulder so that the elbow is sitting there because now what am I going to do? I'm going to compress that V. I'm going to make that V like that, like the way I write it, all messed up. Okay? And the way I do that is I'm going to create a fist in my hand here. So they call this a prayer choke because they used to do it this way. All right, the problem is, you see that flexibility? I don't want that. Sideways, all right, much harder to move that wrist. And from here, I'm not just going to squeeze in. It can work, all right, but to make this really functional, I'm going to turn it and squeeze. Make sense? Actually, can I get somebody without headgear? All right, so chin strap, fingers, all right, that allows me to keep this space. He's staying low here, all right? I am not going to get a good guillotine here. I connect my hands here, all right, because I drop my shoulder, which allowed me to do it. I bring my leg up to turn my hip, and then I'm going to push this together, and it is a powerful, you right?
Yeah.
It's a powerful blood choke, all right? I've seen people go to sleep drilling this because they hold on too long, all right? It comes on very, very quick. This one, you don't have to hold on for a minute. Might as well, because it attacks the blood directly, which means all the oxygen I have stored in my blood doesn't matter because I've cut it off from the brain.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So when I'm doing a guillotine, there's still oxygen in the blood that's floating around in there. Okay, he can survive for a while. When I hit this choke, all right, I'm severing your heart and your head, which is the only reason why anyone has ever died. Okay, does that make sense? All right, let's go knee hook, chin strap, prayer choke. Okay? What do you got to do when they come for your head? What's the reaction you got to give them?
Turn to your side.
Turn to your knees. Turn to your knees. Yes.
Side. So roll over.
Yes, there, just like that. All right, let's go.
Cecil, your wife picked up the boys.
Okay.
Your kid told me to tell you.
Oh, thanks.
That's good.
He's like, tell Cecil, and it was just funny. Cecil, yeah.
Blood.
Hey guys, this can be a painful thing. Drop your shoulder more. Drop your shoulder.
Coming up to my knees.
Not this way. Turn. Yep, show me your titty. There you go.
Go back to
Now,
it.
bring your hip to this
Dip
side.
your shoulder more.
This
Get that
side.
elbow right underneath. Oh, that's it.
And now push your hand into your other side of your
Okay.
arm.
Okay. So
Okay, you see how you're here?
you had it. And you
Yeah.
With
So
the
you
walk
see how you're
around.
here? This is what's happening.
Keep
So you're
this
not
elbow
actually
here.
choking until you get to that
Press
point.
it and walk around. And
Here, and now it all goes
If
right
that
into
makes
his neck.
sense.
Hold on,
Still
hold
tap.
on. We're gonna-
I
I
tap
want to see it. Yeah.
fast.
No.
I'm just letting y'all know. I've seen like 3 people go to sleep drilling.
Question.
Yeah.
So this
I'm pretty cool.
shoulder, like really like turn this like make it a little slower until you find that angle all the way.
That was much better.
Relationship between me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I want to bring you over here.
This is
All right.
exciting.
Yeah, I got
So
it.
you gotta capture it
Oh,
up.
that
Bring your
makes
elbow
sense.
here. Bring your elbow here. You gotta say, you can only turn so far. We're
See how he turns his neck?
That's because he's bringing the
So
neck
it
with
looks more
him.
like a guillotine than
Yeah,
a.
so you're bringing his head with him here. I want you to independently. If I ended up something like that, you could push up and then fold his head, and it'd be a wonderful choke. But here, let me get that. Just come over. All right. So I want to drop it. I want to drop it so that I can make it here. You see that? See how he's trying to? He can try to follow at this point, but it's too late. Okay. Too late.
What was Parnell doing?
Parnell was going wrenching
And my neck was like this.
Which you can make that work, but I don't suggest it. Okay? Because I have to teach out for a week.
When you know it gets real. No permit on that.
Drop your shoulder right over. Thank you.
Take a drop.
Bring your hips. Bring your hips. Now push it. Yes.
He probably don't even know his real name.
Hey, Kurt.
The other day, like I know his running, so like I was running his name and like for the secret fight stuff.
I was just like, can't see the very choke.
What the fuck is your name? And like, and he's like, Michael. I'm like,
I'm bringing your.
Yeah, you do. Hey, look, I'm telling you. Unless you like that stuff. Some people like that stuff.
Off on, off on, off on.
Yeah. By the way, if your girlfriend wants you to choke you or something, it's the blood they want, not the air. Okay? Make sure you're dropping that shoulder. You're not going to be able to catch the angle correctly if you don't. All right? And here's why. Look, I'm not really dropping my shoulder here. What am I really doing?
That's my problem too, because like I don't have no problem.
Yes. So what I'm doing here is I'm going from, I'm making a whole 90-degree shift here. You understand? First I'm here, I'm using this to choke him. Now I drop and I shift that whole 90 degrees.
When you drop, like not
I rolled in the morning.
What?
The first time.
when you're going like this and you drop,
Yeah.
how do you leave their neck where it's supposed to be?
So this is pre-guillotine. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not in the middle of the guillotine switching. Even if I did here, I'm dropping my shoulder to give myself enough.
Like you give me some
Yes,
space.
so that I can get it to that position. Now I can turn
I
in.
just got
Wonderful.
You're not just squeezing it
I'm
out.
not going
I
right.
already gripped.
Okay, you can,
Like, look, I
but I want this to be independent of his head.
Don't expect me to know your name too. Shit.
Before I
All right, a couple more and then we're rolling.
Like in the adult posture.
Knee hook. This is from the knee hook.
I'm just waiting for the
Alright, instead of wearing earbuds, now you're gonna have to wear like them
Scrape your lips. I'm an asshole.
I'll call them all, y'all. And I probably know their age and weight too.
No, there's some other earbuds you can wear.
One
Yeah,
more.
You don't put them in. They're like, you just put them like.
They're bone. They're bone. They vibrate the ear bones and they are really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to put them in,
Aftershocks?
so.
Yes, the
Yeah,
aftershock
those
is.
ones.
I got this for my birthday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're,
I've been looking at the set too because
what are they?
Aftershocks.
you don't actually put it in your ear hole. It vibrates the bone on the outside of your ear, and so you don't have to put it in your ear hole.
I'm fancy. I like name brand beats all day.
Like I forget what they call it. We got aftershocks.
Bone conduction.
Huh? Bone conduction. That's right. It's a bone conduction. That's what they
Don't
call it.
like Secret
I don't
Service
know.
use that
I
for.
just, my earbuds.
Somewhat. They use
I
like
like beats.
SOCOM for a while was using
I'm a name brand kind of person.
vibration off the throat.
Name brand. Very rarely we see me.
Until you have kids, you'll watch.
Oh, they, yeah, well, while they're growing, they can wear fucking.
My neck is
Yeah,
hard.
moving it.
I mean,
Loosen up.
little.
Alright.
I didn't get like them nice.
I'm gonna like walk around someone like this.
Yeah.
But by the time I was in high school and my foot started growing,
Alright,
then.
keep going. Listen, we are literally
Plus,
doing these
I
two
always kept
finishes
running
all
to
week
wear
long. We're
shoes,
just
and my
doing it
brother
from
would
different
get-
places.
Like my brother would get shoes
So
and like.
get familiar with
Thursday
it.
shoes, go out and.
Um,
He has
I don't think
No,
that's
it's only because I have to
There you go. Excellent.
What you mind
They
say?
sit on.
Yeah. Are you good?
It's like
Push the hand all the way over. More
No, I
hip.
got like mac and cheese, like even these
What
like
you
these
did?
are like my rainy day
There
shoes
you
because
go.
they're already starting to rip. Like I've had these
Yeah,
since high school.
Cool.
That's still like legit like
No, the first part was just a crank. So
Yeah.
probably not even senior year.
I
Probably
felt
not.
that
So
wow.
if you're getting a little
I
bit
always
cranked and
keep
you
my
got
shin
the right
conditioned,
angle and
so
everything, it's because you're
my mom
elbow
would
spot a
really
little
find me
low.
shaking
Bring
it,
it up a
keep
little
it
bit
really
higher,
good.
okay?
Like I
And
slept
that'll make
like
sure that
I had like
it's
weird
actually in
shit
there.
stuff.
Alright?
I was like super bummed when Alex Burnell was like I got my Letterman skills. Like,
Turn buckets, keep going.
and the inner jock in me is like a bummed
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm
Last
jock.
week.
It's like,
More sleep.
me and DJ first, so also these two are not his, so it's like, hey. You know, and then family members, you know, Jordan, stuff like this, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I had Jordan, they're the same kind, but we're, this is great.
But I didn't like I really like wanted to get into it, like any of the new kind of stuff. And then literally probably like high school I started getting some of it. And then when I was off at college.
Keeping these fingers, alright, let's talk a little bit. You can only do this, you don't really do
That's like some
The
expensive.
blood choke isn't bad, it's not gonna cause, but like if you do that guillotine too many times, you're gonna get permanent damage.
I don't really regret it.
Couple details, you'll either absorb them or you won't.
yeah.
Making sure that you're connected to the carotid so that when you push this, it's lateral pressure. That's the real difference, right? Is I'm folding the head over the bone for the guillotine and I'm smashing the carotids with my own arm for the prayer choke. Okay? You'll find in jiu-jitsu a lot of times they stay low. If you keep your if you go to finger antennas, no matter what you're doing, if you go to finger antennas first, it's going to make that hand fight for him extremely hard. Okay, if I stay here and he can hand fight to this wrist, he can pull my hand off. He can 2-on with me. If I'm deep enough and my fingers are sticking up past the shoulders, all he's going to be able to do is hang on to that. All right, and if you got a little bit of juice, all right, you'll be able to keep it there. Does that make sense? Okay, that finger antenna position is going to be our main focus this week. Okay, and from there we have a lot of options. All right, but I don't see it enough. But it is a extremely powerful choke. All right, let's roll, and we got 3 groups. So one of the groups go in the other room, or 2 of the groups go in the other room. I don't care. All right, but let's roll. And
All
3
three
women.
groups go over there.
huh?
All 3 groups go over there.
You can see why I wouldn't say that. All right. Head only. Focus of the week.